Well, once again, it is gym owners on the front lines of the fight for basic, good old-fashioned American freedom from sea to shining sea. From Attila's Gym in Belmar, New Jersey, more properly known as the Attila's Senate Campaign Office for business purposes these days, to some small neighborhood gyms in San Francisco. Because shocking exactly nobody, it turns out that Nancy Pelosi's illicit salon visit was only the tip of the San Francisco corona hypocrisy iceberg. The list of rules for thee is unsurprisingly infinitely longer than the list of rules for me if you're a politician or an otherwise important person. If your life is more essential than others, go ahead and get your hair washed and cut. Go ahead and take off that mask. Go ahead and kick up your feet and relax. Unless you'd prefer to get sweaty, in which case, go ahead and get a workout in too. It's just no treadmills or dumbbells for the peasantry, or at least no indoor treadmills or dumbbells for the peasantry. It's not that there have been no gyms whatsoever in San Francisco. There has been some activity lately. It's that gyms have been ordered to operate outside only. So you get these silly sights of yoga mats and squat racks on the sidewalk because that's obviously so much safer than doing the same thing inside and sanitizing it. So go ahead and sweep aside that excrement and those needles and stick your face right into that diseased concrete as you do your part with a health-conscious downward dog. It's all for your own safety and the safety of others. Somehow we've gone from catching a disease by hanging out on the San Francisco sidewalks to slowing the spread by hanging out on the San Francisco sidewalks. But fine, it's better than nothing. You gotta build your immune system somehow, right? And working out in an awkward and inconvenient way is certainly better than not at all. But the biggest joke about San Francisco is not the fact that they're now encouraging people to lick their sidewalks for health. The biggest joke about San Francisco is thinking that the important people are doing that, or were ever doing that. Because of course they weren't. Last week, this particular layer of San Francisco city government's hypocrisy was revealed. While gyms across the city have been closed for nearly 6 months, the gyms in city government buildings have been open since as early as July 1st. Gyms for cops, gyms for judges, gyms for other court staff, gyms for everyone on city property on the city dime. Just no gyms on your property or your dime. And just how was that double standard revealed? Was it government transparency? Was it city officials noticing the issue and volunteering that information to the public in the interest of good government? No, of course not. The issue was exposed because they got caught. Danielle Rabkin owns a CrossFit gym in the city, and she has a few police officer friends. When she reached out to one to offer a place to work out since the police station gyms are supposedly closed, her cop friend responded saying, "Oh, actually, you know what? Our gyms have been open for some time. We need the stress relief and we keep everything very sanitary, so it's fine." As though nobody else needs stress relief. As though nobody but a public employee could possibly keep a space clean. And as though the city and the police department's explanation has been consistent regardless. The original explanation in Danielle's text exchange with her cop friend is, well, it doesn't even really matter. We barely use the gym anyway. To now, we actually use the gym all the time, and we need it because it's required for our semi-annual physical fitness tests.
The department requires sworn members perform and pass a physical fitness exam every 6 months, twice annually. Because of these requirements and the periodic testing, the SFPD has private gym facilities at all locations throughout the city of San Francisco.
As though nobody else has professional fitness requirements. What about private security? What about physical trainers? Forget career choices even. What about anybody who just wants to live a life healthy enough to pass a physical fitness test if they had to? Now we're just supposed to wither away or fatten up for health's sake, apparently. And more importantly, what about those for whom the gym is many steps beyond simple recreation or health routine or professional requirement? What about those for whom the gym is a livelihood itself, like Danielle? It's her business. It's not how she kills time or has fun. It's how she actually survives. And maintaining a business despite the high costs in San Francisco is tough to do during normal times. Surviving long enough to even fight this battle after 6 months of compromised revenue is an impressive achievement. But hey, even if this news was the product of the city getting caught instead of the city being honest, maybe there's still some good to come of it. The truth is always a good thing to have, and even if the city won't be honest for its own sake, the truth is a powerful tool to leverage them in that direction. Inadvertently, says another gym owner in the Castro, the city has provided a test case to show that gym operation can be done safely.
Dave Carricker owns MX3 Fitness in the Castro. He said there is a slight silver lining to this discovery.
What the city has unwittingly done is created this great case study that says that working out indoors is actually safe. So at this point, we're just demanding that they allow us to have the same workout privileges for the citizens of San Francisco that the employees of San Francisco have.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but yes, Black Power Fist on a rainbow flag man has a point. Hey, city of San Francisco, you've been operating your own safe gyms for important people for months now. Do you have any reason to believe that those gyms have been transmitting the virus? Well, we'll have to look into it and get back to you on that. We haven't really investigated, says a police department spokesman in response to a local press inquiry. Okay, well, let's back it up then. Do you have any reason to believe that the virus is an emergency in San Francisco generally? Because I was shocked to see just how little impact the virus has actually had in San Francisco County. It's a county of something like 900,000 people, and the grand total of coronavirus deaths on the year is 88. Not 8,800, not 880. 88. That puts San Francisco's per capita coronavirus death rate at about 100 per million population. If San Francisco was a state, and if it was, it'd be bigger than 5 or 6 other states, it would have one of the lowest per capita coronavirus death rates of any state in the union. Only Alaska, Hawaii, Wyoming, and Vermont are lower, and nobody thinks of these places as corona hellscapes where weightlifters are accidentally murdering grandmas in the masses. So, caught in the hypocrisy and confronted with the truth that the city has been operating gyms for months with no adverse effects, plus the reality that if there's one and only one way in which San Francisco is actually in pristine condition, it's the context of coronavirus. It is not an issue there. Perhaps this could be an opportunity for the city to shift course and be honest and restore freedom. Maybe? No, of course not. As is always the case with communism, the only path to equality is equalizing the misery. The city's first response was not, yeah, okay, you caught us. I guess gyms can open for everyone now. The city's first response was, yeah, okay, you caught us. So now everyone must suffer equally. And so on Wednesday, the city closed indoor gyms for police and other city employees to prevent coronavirus spread, despite there being no evidence that there has ever been spread of the virus at these facilities. The mayor had originally said that indoor gyms may be able to return at limited capacity at the end of September, until the backlash for this silly decision heated up too. And so now the story's changed from, well, maybe gyms can open up sometime in the general future to, yeah, actually, we thought about it, and now gyms can open up on Monday. It was a very quick and specific turnaround. Mayor London Breed and other city officials released statements on Thursday announcing a series of abrupt changes. Actually, not only can gyms open indoors at limited capacity on Monday, but hairdressers, barbershops, and nail salons as well. Oh, well, that's very convenient. You see how magically Nancy Pelosi is a little bit less of a hypocrite now? Come on, what's the big deal? She was only a couple weeks early, right? Who cares? So congratulations to another set of gym owners for successfully pushing tyrannical government officials towards sanity, consistency, decency, and freedom. But rather than simply give them a round of applause, I think it's more important that we learn the lessons they taught us and not forget them for next time. Because we learned at least 2 important things in this case. First, that none of this draconian San Francisco lockdown nonsense had anything to do with the science. Nothing changed about the science, only the politics did. And as soon as the politics became too difficult to defend, San Francisco city officials folded. Trust the science simply means trust them to the point that you obey them. And the second lesson is don't trust them, actually. And I don't say that with particular animosity towards San Francisco politicians. I say that with particular animosity toward all politicians. It wasn't trust in government that created accountability and progress in this case. It was skepticism. It was scrutiny. It was questioning their claims, not accepting their spoon feeding from the bullshit jar. It can be tempting and comforting to believe that politicians are looking out for you and taking care of you, but the cold, hard truth is even the most well-intentioned of them are not capable of looking out for you and taking care of you as well as you can do those things for yourself. Thanks as always for listening and for supporting this channel. Always appreciate that thoughtful discussion down below and especially over on Twitter. That is at ML Christiansen. You're always welcome to coming out and chat in my live streams. Those are linked down in the description. Luke King, forward to it. Goodbye.